Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Gananaham Tva Ganapatigum Bhavamahe Kavim Kavi Mugamastavastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashchimvannudibhi Siddhasadanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Mathyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Shri Guru Paramparam. Om Shri Shankaracharya Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Namaste. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturvhuhu bhuhu ma te sangostva karmani.
Yeah.
Harihan Mahodaya.
Hari Om. Yogastak kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samastvam yoga uchyade.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Durena hyavarang karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanaman vichva kripana paladhetavaha.
Next,
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
chant the same shloka again.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini. Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
Sir, shall I say?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Durena havaram karma buddhiyoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanamanvacha kripana phalahetavaha.
There is Durena Hyavarang Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. Not Dada. Buddhi Yoga Dadananjaya. Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. Buddhau Sharanaman Vishcha Kripana Palahetavaha. Can you repeat now?
Yes, sir. Durena havaram karma buddhiyoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanamanviksha kripana phalahetavaha.
Good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. Buddhiyukto jahatiha ube sukradushkrite tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Thank you.
Chant the first line again.
Buddhiyukto jahatiha ube sukruta dushkrite tasmad.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shloka.
Tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam.
Okay.
Dhanyawad, ma'am.
Yeah.
Jyotirmayi Bhagini.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandhu vinegmuktaha padam gacchyavyanamayam.
Janma Bandha, not Bandhu. Janma Bandha means attachment.
Bandha.
Bandhu means relationship. Janma
Janma
Bandha.
bandha.
Okay?
Janma bandha vinegmuktaha padam gacchyavyanamayam.
Pacham Padam Gacchanti
Gacchanta.
Anamayam. So Gacchantya Namayam.
Gacchantana.
So
Padam. Okay, sir.
yeah, so before we go to the today's class, there are two things that we need to remember. One is what is that? One of them is Samatvam. Samatvam is a very, very important thing that we all need to remember. This is for the entire, all of you, I'm telling you. When you look at Karma Yoga, Samatvam is very, very important. Samatvam means whether it is going to be a success, the karma that you do, whether it is going to become a siddhi or asiddhi. Siddhya, siddhya, asiddhya. You have to consider that as samaha. You have to ensure that is when you cultivate the attitude that karma pala, whatever karma you do, when the karma pala is either siddhi or asiddhi, you have to consider them as a sama. That samatvam is what is called karma yoga. So that is very, very important thing one should remember. And we also discuss about karmanyeva adhikarahate ma paleshu kadachana ma karma pala heturbuhu ma te sankosa karmi. So that is also another thing that we talk. I think you can mute your audio, please. Okay, so one is important thing is samatvam. Then karmasu kaushalam. So you have to be very smart in deciding what kind of karma that you are going to do. And the karma that you want to do in case of knowledge or liberation, you have to be very, very choosy on that. Okay, so because you are not going to be doing a karma with the intention of karma pala. That is the idea of the entire karma yoga. So anybody who is going to be doing karma, a buddhi yuktaha is a karma yogi. He will be able to come out of sukruta dushkrutaha, papa and punya. He will not be carrying forward. So you have what is it? Tasmat yogaya. Hence, in that karma yoga, you get yourself engage in that kind of a karma yoga, and then you do the right kind of karma that needs to be done. It does not mean that one has to be getting rid of all karma. One has to be not doing any karma. Akarma is not accepted. Not doing any karma is only for sannyasis. Whereas all of us are all coming in the category of laukikas, and then we are all supposed to do karma. We have got responsibility which we need to deliver. And Bhagavan also has told Arjuna that he also is not fit to be a sannyasi. He has got to be only a karma yogi. So the why Bhagavan is taking so much of trouble in this, so much of effort in explaining to Arjuna is that he also knows very clearly that Arjuna is not a fit student for becoming a sannyasi. All of us, most of us are not fit to be sannyasis. Sannyasis mean they have to give up everything, which I don't think we'll be able to give up. Just by wearing a saffron robe does not mean somebody is a sannyasi. He'll be talking about all those things in the coming shlokas. So he also now realizes that Arjuna is unfit to be a sannyasi. He has got to be only a karma yogi. So he is trying to talk about karma yoga to Arjuna. So he talked about samatvam and he talked about karmasu kaushalam. Then karmajam buddhi yuktahi palam tyaktva manishinaha. Karmajam is what is born out of karma. What is born out of karma? What you have got either punya karma or papa karma. Any karma will come under two classifications: punya or papa. Punya and papa, the karmajam, born out of karma. So punya or papa has got to be enjoyed by the individual. So you cannot escape that. So when it is possible for people to escape punya and papa, only when he has an attitude of karma yoga, that he is not going to get himself attached to the palam, but he is doing it because he has got to do it without keeping the karma pala in mind. Then he is able to come out of the karma pala. Papa and punya also will not afflict him. Only when a person is able to get rid of all his account of papas and punya, then only a person will be able to get into the padam, gachanti. Padam means Vishnu padam. We will be able to get into that kind of Vishnu padam, or we'll be able to realize ourselves only when we are able to square up all our credits and debits. Debits are papas, credits are punyas. So you cannot say that I've taken money from somebody and I'll just run away. No, you got to pay him back. So when you do your papa, you have to pay him back. Similarly, when you have credit in your account, you have to enjoy the credit also. The balance has to be zero as far as papa and punya. Only then a person can be free. Till such time, either in this particular birth or the future birth, you may have to start experiencing the results of papa and punya. We are all born because we have got an account which is equal or punyas are slightly more when we had come out of the previous janma. Hence, we have been given this particular life. So this now in this life also we are continue to do papas and punya. And at the end of the time, again you have got a small accumulated papas and punya which have not fructified. You have done the action which is papa and punya, but palam has not fructified because pala has got two components. One is drishta pala and adrishta pala. Drishta pala is the pala that is immediately visible to you. You do a karma, the pala is visible to you. There's something called adrishta pala which does not take place immediately. It comes back to you at some time in the future, maybe in this life, may not be in this life. But at the end of the day, any pala has got to be experienced by the individuals. Hence, they say that karma jam buddhi yukta hi. That once you start having the attitude of not getting attached to the karma pala and you do it only with the karma yoga attitude, then you will be able to get rid of papa and punya. And the karma yoga attitude will provide atma chutti or chitta chutti. Only then the knowledge is possible to come into the individual. Once the knowledge comes in, then we'll be able to burn away all the past punyas and papas and become absolutely clear. So that is the entire teaching that you'll be knowing, you'll be learning in the future shlokas. So we'll come to the next shloka. Who is coming?
Vijayalakshmi R. Bagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste. Yada te mohakalilam.
Yada te mohakalilam. Yada te mohakalilam.
Buddhir vyatita rishyati.
Buddhir yadita rishyati. Buddhir yadita
Rishyati.
Buddhir yadita rishyati.
Yada te mohakalilam. Buddhir vyatita rishyati.
Yada te mohakalilam. Buddhir yadita rishyati. Yada te mohakalilam. Buddhir yadita rishyati.
Next.
Lakshmi BV Bagini.
Yes, Bhagavad.
Tata gantasi nirvedam.
Tada gantasi nirvedam. Tada gantasi nirvedam.
Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
Tata gantasi nirvedam. Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
Tada gantasi nirvedam. Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
Yeah. Once again.
Tada gantasi nirvedam. श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च
Good. Next.
Uma G Bhagini.
तदा कन्दासि
One second. Just hold on for a while. Yada te moha kalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati.
यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति.
Okay. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
Yes.
Tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha.
तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Chant the first line slowly twice.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Okay. Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Yeah. Chant the first line twice.
यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति
Yatitarishyate.
यतितरिष्यति
Okay.
बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति.
Okay. Next.
Shanti Bhagini.
The second line 2 times.
तदा गन्धासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च तदा गन्धासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च.
Good. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
The 2 lines once slowly.
नमस्ते महोदय. यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
The 2 lines together once slowly.
यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च.
Good. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Yeah. Namaskaram.
यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च.
It's one more person.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
Yes, madam. Namaste, Mahoday.
Say.
2 lines.
Yeah, 2 lines once.
Yada te moha kalilam buddhirvyatittarishyati tada gamtasi nirvedam srotavyasya srutasya cha.
Okay, so we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. Here it says moha. Moham, I think most of you would have come across this word in all the languages. Moha means delusion. Delusion is that you think so-and-so is going to provide you so-and-so happiness. Okay. But at the end of this, when you start experiencing it, you find that the happiness is not lasting. For example, we find that when I'm going to buy a new television, I am going to be very happy. Then after buying it, after a month or so, I feel okay, I should have got another television. So the happiness was not not a characteristic of the television. We find that initially we had a kind of moha for that. No, sorry, attraction for that, and we thought that is going to provide us happiness. But after some time, the happiness starts fading away, it goes away. So when you look at it from this perspective, you'll find that everything in our life, we feel that something is going to give us happiness. And then we go for that. And the end of that, the happiness does not stay, it goes away. So whenever anything that we are pursuing, and it is not able to provide us the happiness that we thought it is going to give, then it is all moha. So if you look at that way, anything that we are going to pursue with our body-mind complex of the external things will all be like that. You can take you can make your own check of all those things. Somebody will say that when I get this job, I am going to be very happy. Getting into the job, the happiness fades away. When I buy this vehicle, my life is going to be fantastic. Then I'm going to be happy forever. Happiness does not last long. When I get married, they say, okay, everything is going to be fine. Then after 25 days of honeymoon, they say it's all gone away. In fact, they say that moha muppadanal, they say. No, that is, after a marriage, they say it's only 30 days of moha. It's all delusion. Delusion means that we feel that it is going to provide happiness, but actually it does not provide happiness. So it all only proves that anything that is going to be satisfying your senses in terms of the external world of objects does not have a lasting happiness. You may have to contemplate on this statement, whatever I'm making, you may have to think about it. You will realize that many things, it might be a relationship, it might be objective things that we are having, it might be even job, it might be position. Somebody will get a promotion as a so-and-so person. After 2 years, he is not happy, he wants to get the next promotion, then he wants to get into another company. So this goes on and on and on, that we are not able to be contented with whatever we are getting. And at that point in time, we are deluded of the nature of what we are pursuing. The nature of what we are pursuing, we thought is going to provide us lasting happiness, but that is not providing a lasting happiness. So when you do a karma, we discussed that a person who is doing a karma is primarily doing a karma with ragas and dveshas. He feels that by doing that karma, he is going to be happy. He is going to either get something that is going to make him happy, or dvesha, get rid of something that is not going to, we get rid of something which is going to make him happy. So ragas and dveshas are the ones that is really driving a person, and then he keeps on doing karma. By doing karma, he gets bonded to it. You have something, you get binding. Binding starts from the time we are born. In the previous shloka, we said, karmajam bhukti yuktahi palam chakva manishinaha janma bandha mukta janma bandha mukta. What is that? Padam gacchantya namayam. So what happens is, right from the time we are born, we are bound. We are being constrained. We are being bounded. There is a bandha is always there. Even they say that a child in the womb of a mother also is not free. Even if it wants to come out of it, it cannot come out for 9 months. It is bound. It is constrained. So once you are born, again you are constrained. You are constrained by various requirements that you need to fulfill. You buy something, you get constrained. I have a property in Bangalore, I'm constrained, I'm not able to move out of this place. I got a job in some place, I'm constrained. I get married, I'm constrained with certain things. I can't be free, I have to do certain things within that particular framework. So everything in this particular world will bind us. Right from the time we born, we are bound. Then we start doing karma because we are bound. It goes on and on and on. So first of all, what here he tells is that moham. Moham is delusion. We start looking at something which is going to provide us with happiness, but actually it is only delusory, and it is not going to provide a lasting happiness. So moha kalilam. Kalilam is impurity. All things that is delusive or impure. So buddhir vyatitarishyati. The person who is pursuing karma yoga is able to cross over this moha kalilam, the impurities of delusion. Right? Because he is not getting trapped with the results of the action. He is only doing it for the purpose that he has got to do, but he is in no way getting connected with the results, because he knows that result is not in our hand. Result is Baladata, is Ishvara. So I am supposed to do this now, I am doing that. So the Karma Yoga attitude, once it comes, then he is able to cross over all these things of these moha impurities. Then Tata Ganta Asi Nirvetam. Then only when he is able to come out of delusion, Tada, then only Ganta Asi is able to gain Nirvedam Shrotavyasya Shrutasya cha. He will get dispassionate towards what he has Shrotavyam, is what is being told. What is being told by Vedas, that you do this, you get this result. You do this, you get this result. So Shrotavyam, whatever is being told by the Vedas in terms of material returns, you are able to get dispassion towards it. Shrutasya cha, what has already been told also in Vedas, that you do all these things, these are results that you are going to get. That also you are able to understand that those things are only palahetavaha, but not really going to be lasting. So a person is able to develop this kind of dispassion towards what has been told in Vedas also about the phala, the karmas that are being done with respect to some phala in mind. So they say that this is only going to provide me some level of happiness, not beyond that. So Shrotavyasya, whatever is being told now from them, or whatever has already been heard, all those things, you feel that there is a limitation to all those things, and dispassion starts coming into an individual. So he is the attitude of karma yoga, that is samatvam and karmasya kaushalam. Once somebody is able to get, they are also able to get a dispassion towards all those things that are going to be coming as a phala, which are told in the Vedas also, that has been told so far and being told now henceforth. So that is the meaning of this shloka. It might be a slightly loaded thing. Don't worry about this, because we are going to deal with karma yoga in a very, very great detail. So he's just giving him that, you don't get moha, you don't get into the impurities of moha in yourself. Come out of it and become a karma yogi. That's what he's telling. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Shruti Vipratipannate.
Shruti Vipratipannate. Shruti Vipratipannate.
Yada stasyati nischala.
Yada stasyati nischala. Yada stasyati nischala.
Shruti Vipratipannate. Yada stasyati nischala.
Shruti Vipratipannate. Yada stasyati nischala. Shruti Vipratipannate. Yada stasyati nischala.
Next.
K. Lalita Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Samadhavachala buddhihi.
Samadhavachala buddhihi. Samadhavachala buddhihi.
Tata yogamavapsyasi.
Tada yogamavapsyasi. Tada yogamavapsyasi.
Samadhavachala buddhihi. Tada yogamavapsyasi.
Samadhavachala buddhihi. Tada yogamavapsyasi. Samadhavachala buddhihi. Tada yogamavapsyasi.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi HR Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Shruti Vipratipannate. Yada stasyati nischala.
Shruti Vipratipannate. Yada stasyati nischala. Shruti Vipratipannate. Yada stasyati nischala.
Good. Next.
Lalita Ramachandran Bagini.
Yes, Mahoday.
Samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi.
Samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi.
Good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bagini.
Chant the first line 2 times.
Okay. Shruti vipratipanna te yada sthāsyati niṣchala. Shruti vipratipanna te yada sthāsyati niṣchala.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bagini.
Yes, sir.
Second line 2 times.
Samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi.
Good. Next.
Hariharan Mahodaya.
The 2 lines slowly once.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shruti vipradipanna yatastastyadi nischala samata vachala buddhihi saddha yogamavapyasi.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Both the lines once slowly.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Sri Lakshmi HR Bagini.
Namaste, Mahoday. Should I chant both the lines?
Put the lines slowly once.
Yeah. Shruti vipatipanna te yada styasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi.
Next.
Uma G Bagini. G Uma Bagini.
Shruti vipratipanna te yada stasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tata yogamavapsyasi.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bagini.
Yes. Shruti vipratipanna te yada stasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi.
Good. Next.
Jyotirmayi Bagini.
Shruti vipratipanna te yada stasyati nicchala samadhavachala buddhihi yogamavapsyasi.
Good. One more person.
Banu Rekha Bagini.
Shruti vipratipanna te yada stasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi.
Yes. So we'll go to this particular shloka. So we were now discussing in the last few shlokas about some of the things in the Karma Kanda where the means are told to achieve some ends. Now we said that when you do so and so rituals, you'll be able to get so and so phala. And Bhagavan in the last couple of shlokas, he has been telling that if you want to be a karma yogi, you have to come beyond those kinds of rituals which are going to provide you with phala, because you have to be a karma yogi who will not be a person who is going to make himself driven by the karma vala for doing any action. So you said samatvam and karmasu kaushalam are required so that you become a karma yogi. Only when you become a karma yogi, you will get dispassion towards what is told in the karma kanda portion of Vedas. Only when those kinds of dispassion comes in, your mind becomes chitta chutti, Only when the chitta chutti happens, then jnana can come into you. So the jnana has to enter for both the karma yogi as well as for a jnani, sannyasi also. For both, at this point in time, jnana has to come into the mind. So he has been very, very clearly talking about, if you are going to become a kind of a person who wants to know the purpose of life and also ensure that in this life itself, I need to realize myself, then you have to become a karma yogi, where you are not going to be looking at pala. Pala is again, Ishvara is the paladata. You will not be able to say that by doing this, I'll get that pala. It has got lot of factors. I told you that, you have to be in the right time at the right place with the right actions and the right, everything should be right so that whatever you want will be the pala. Otherwise, the pala can be in line with what you want. It may not be up to the expectation. It may be more than your expectation, or it may be totally 180 degrees opposite to that of your expectation. So what is happening now, he is now trying to come to a closure of this particular thing. He says that, so your mind is going to be tossed with various kinds of things that is told in the Vedas in terms of the means and ends. When the mind is tossed like that, what you have to do is that when that such a kind of mind, Shruti Vipadipanna of you, te yada stasyati nischala, when you are able to make your mind nischala, when you are going to make your mind absolutely steady, not get into all these kinds of what is called agitations or expectations of let me do this, let me do that, etc. You are not getting in any of those things. And yada stasyati nischala, when the mind is being brought into steadiness, samadha achala buddhihi, the buddhi which is going to be established in the atma. In this case, samadha is supposed to be the dissolution. When the buddhi dissolves itself in the atma, achala, without any kind of variations, or it is going to be absolutely firmly established, tada, only at that time, yogam avapsyasi, you will be able to really start gaining self-knowledge. So he says that you need to come out of this attitude of running behind the karma pala and then continue to work on raga dveshas and then start accumulating papas and punyas and then only have a life where you are leading for something that you think is going to provide a pleasure, that is moha kalilam. Only when you are able to come out of all these things and come out of the means and ends given by the Vedas and establish your mind firmly in your Atma, then only you'll be able to gain knowledge. Then only it is possible for you to start going to the next level. Otherwise, the samsara will continue, and then janma bandham will also continue. Then the papas and punyas will ensure that you have got one more life. What kind of life we don't know. So till such time the papas and punyas are absolutely nullified, your samsara will continue. That is what it is. So when I am once again requesting all of you to go through those 3 videos of the doctrine of karma, you will understand what I am talking about now in terms of how the karma acts. What is Sanchita karma, what is Agami karma, what is Prarabdha karma. If you want, we can have a discussion on all these things also. But at the end of the day, all these karmas, unless otherwise we have just absolutely burnt all these karmas and the effects of these karmas, we will not be able to come out of samsara. That is the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. So he is telling now Arjuna that he has got to become a karma yogi and he has got to now come out of these kinds of expectation in doing anything, and he has got to do those things only with the attitude that he has got to do it at this particular place because that is his responsibility. Karmanyeva adhikarahate ma paleshu kadachana ma karma balaheturbu ma te sangosva karmani. So that he is trying to explain in all these kinds of things. So now he is trying to slightly change the gear. Now Arjuna has understood that he says that in the previous shloka it was told that you have got to stasi dischala, you have got to absolutely put your mind steadfast in your Atma. Okay. Then Arjuna says, now we'll start with the shloka.
Srimati Bhagini.
Arjuna uvacha stita prajnasya ka bhasha.
Arjuna uvacha stita prajnasya ka bhasha. Arjuna uvacha
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा
समाधिस्तस्य केशव
समाधिस्त समाधिस्य समाधिस्तस्य
समाधिः तस्य
महोदय समाधिस्तस्य
समाधिः तस्य
हम्म,
समाधिस्तस्य
ओके महोदय समाधिस्तस्य केशव समाधिस्तस्य केशव
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशवः
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव
Next.
कृष्ण पावनी भगिनी
नमस्ते भगिनी
अस्ति स्थितधिः किं प्रभाषेत
स्थितधीः किं प्रभाषेत स्थितधीः किं प्रभाषेत
किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
किमासीत व्रजेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
स्थितधिः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
स्थितधीः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम् स्थितधीः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
Good. Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
Yeah. अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशवः अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशवः
केशव
केशव
Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
नमस्ते स्थितधिः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
स्थितधी किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम् स्थितधी किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
You chant the first line slowly.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी शांति भगिनी
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव
Good. Next.
हे ललिता भगिनी
Second line, 2 times slowly.
Yes, sir. स्थितधिं किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम् स्थितधिं किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
Both the lines
Yes.
slowly once.
Yes. अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधी किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
Next.
Veena Fanishri Bhagini.
Sir,
Both the lines together slowly.
Arjuna Uvacha Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha Samadhistasya Keshava Sthitadhi Kim Prabhasheta Kimasita Vrajeta Kim.
Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini. Rajalakshmi Bhagini. Okay, Sri Lakshmi HR Bhagini.
Namaste,
Namaste.
Bhagini. Should I chant both the lines? Or?
Yeah, chant both the lines.
Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim.
Asita. Asita. Kimasita vrajeta kim.
Sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्.
Good. Next, one more person.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्थस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्.
Next, one more person.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेध किमासीद व्रजेत किम्.
Now we are coming to a topic called Siddha Prajna. You'll also find a lot of talks on Siddha Prajna. If you just Google it out, if you go to YouTube and ask for Siddha Prajna, there are a lot of talks by many of the great Mahatmas of various ashrams, like Ramakrishna ashram. We have got so few people. Vimalananda has given some lectures on that. Then Swami Gita Ro, she has talked beautifully on Siddha Prajna. We will find Siddha Prajna has been talked in length by many people. You can just Google it out or go to YouTube and try to get what is Siddha Prajna. Okay, now what has happened in the last few slokas, Arjuna was told by Lord Krishna about the Karma Yoga. He has to be a Karma Yogi. That's what he was trying to tell him, and do things what is required to be done. Now Arjuna is telling, okay, I find so many people around here. Then how do I know somebody is a Karma Yogi and somebody is not a Karma Yogi? You see so many people. So he is asking, how do I identify a Karma Yogi? What is the Lakshana of a Karma Yogi? So he says that Savadhistasya, the person who is abiding in himself, Sthita Prajna. Prajna means what? Atma, or your inner self. Sthita means you are established in that particular inner self. You are not attracted by the outside things. You are not, your body and mind senses are not going towards external things. You are abiding within yourselves. Okay. So Kabhasha, what is the Lakshana of that particular person who is abiding in himself and he is not getting attracted by outside things for doing karma and going after karma bala? So he is trying to understand, how do I know these people? There are a lot of people I may have come across in this world. How do I recognize them? Sthita Prajnasya Kabhasha. What are the lakshanas of those people? Sthitadihi, the one who is abiding in himself. Kim Prabhasheda, how does he talk? Kim Asita, how does he sit? Vrajeta Kim, how does he walk? So he is asking a very, very rudimentary and crude question to Lord Krishna. He is asking, how do I physically identify a person who is a Sthita Prajna? See, by looking Like Paramacharya, Shakadaya Swaramigal was a Sthita Prajna. Ramana Maharishi was Sthita Prajna. Lot of Mahatmas are Shira Prajnas. They will be absolutely abiding by in themselves, but also be interacting with the world whenever it is required. So, but he's asking, how do I identify? What are the lakshanas of them? How do they talk? How do they sit? Prajeta Kim, how do they walk? Kimasita, how do they sit? Kim Prabhasheda, how do they talk? Stitadihi, those who are abiding in themselves. So he is now asking the karma yogis who are abiding in themselves, how do I identify them? What are the lakshanas of them? Okay. So for this, the Lord could have given a very simple answer. Arjuna, he will talk very slowly. He will talk very calmly. He will talk very calmly. He will sit in a very secluded place. He could have given these kinds of lakshanas. So that is answering the question. But Lord thought he does not have to answer only the question, but he has to answer the person also. So this is there's a big difference between answering a question and answering a person. So he understood that this question has come because of something else in his mind. So he does not have to answer only to the question, but he also has to answer to the person. So what is Arjuna asking? He wants to know the lakshanas of this person. So he could have just told he'll be like that, like that, like this, which means that he would have told everything. But the Lord goes to explain not only the how he will be, but what are the means that is required to become like that. So the God is going to talk in the next few slokas about not only how he will be, but what are the means for getting into a sthita prajna, which is primarily addressing to all of us. So God is now going to talk, not give answer not only for the question, but also the person. So we also have to think that whenever somebody asks a question, we have to just not only give answer to the question, but we also have to understand what is the person wanting, and that is the way one should answer. So the God now understands not only the question, but is also understood the person and is going to start giving answers for that in the coming slokas. Shri Bhagavad. Next, please.
Hariharan Mahodaya.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Prajahati yada kaman.
Prajahati yada kaman.
Sarvan partha manogatan.
Sarvan partha manogadan.
Prajahati yadha kaman. Sarvan partha manogatan.
Prajahati yada kaman. Sarvan partha manogadan. Prajahati yada kaman. Sarvan partha manogadan.
Prajahati.
Prajahati
Prajahati.
yada kaman. Sarvan partha manogadan.
Okay, next.
Lakshmi BV Bagini.
Yes, but
Atmanyevatmana tushtaha.
Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha.
Sthita prajnascha dochyate.
Stitaprajnastadochyate. Stitaprajnastadochyate.
Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. Sthita prajnasta dochyate.
Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. Stitaprajnastadochyate. Atmanyevatmana dushtaha. Stitaprajnastadochyate.
Second line once again, please.
Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. Stitaprajnastadochyate.
You should say tushtaha. Because,
Tushtaha.
yeah, dushtaha means dushtam, naughty, or no, it's not a good one. Tushta means santushta, happy.
Okay.
So the tha has to be tha, not do.
Oh, tushtaha.
First time you said do, so I thought I should correct you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Atmanye vatmana tushtaha. Tushtaha santushtaha. Santosham. That's the word.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Uma G Bagini.
Shri.Bhagavan Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogataan.
श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान्.
Good. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
Namaste Mahoday.
Namaste. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha stita prajnastadochyate.
आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bagini.
All the lines together once.
Yes, sir. Shri.Bhagavan Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyevatmana tushtaha stita prajnastadochyate.
First line again, please.
Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogataan.
Next.
Lalita Ramachandran Bagini.
Yes, Mahoday.
Once everything. All the three lines.
Yes. Shri.Bhagavan Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogataan atmamanyevatmana tushta stita prajnastadochyate.
Just one small correction. It's not Prajahati. Prajahati. Okay.
Yes.
Because I heard two of you were telling Prajahati. No, another thing is that the second line, no, Atmani eva Atmana. Atmani eva Atmana becomes Atmanyeva Atmana. Okay?
Shall I repeat it once, sir?
Repeat it once slowly.
Shri.Bhagavan Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogataan atmanyevatmana tushtaha stita prajnastadochyate.
Next, one more person.
Banu Rekha Bagini.
Yes. Shri.Bhagavan Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogataan atmanyevatmana tushtaha stita prajnastadochyate.
One more person.
Kashmira Bagini.
Yes. Sir, once.
Yeah, once, both the lines.
Okay. Shri Bhagavan Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogataan atmanyevatmana tushtaha stita prajnastadochyate.
Okay, good. So now, when you look at any action that we do, where does the action start? You do a lot of actions. We do day in and day out, we do so many actions. Where does the action start?
In the thought?
It comes in the mind. So anything that you do in the world first appears in the mind. From the mind, it becomes consolidated, that becomes action. Then your body comes into action. First, everything comes in the mind. So when you desire something in the world, when you desire something for yourself, where does that particular thought come? It first comes in the mind only. So when you have to become a karma yoga, you are looking at how can I be getting rid of my ragas and dveshas. How do I get rid of that desires? So when you want to get rid of your desires, where do you first nip it in the bud?
The mind itself.
Yes, when it appears in the mind, that time you have to give it up. Manogatan, sarvan kaman, manogatan, prajahati. Nip it or give it up right at the time when any of these desires appear in the mind. So whenever any desire comes to you, it appears first in the mind. So nip it up in the mind itself and give up that particular desire in the mind. That's what he says. Prajahati means give up. Yada manogatan kaman sarvan, that when it appears in your mind, nip it or give it up, prajahati. Once you do that, then all your desires that comes up in the mind is getting culled at the mind level itself. It does not come into action. However, I am not telling that you are not supposed to act. You are supposed to act on those things that you have to act as a karma yogi, because we got responsibility for family, responsibility for society, responsibility in profession, responsibility in multiple things. But you are not going to be driven by the palas. But whenever your desires come in the mind, and desires have to be eradicated as and when it appears in the mind. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Then what happens? Then this particular person cannot have anything from the outside which is going to be to the body-mind sensory complex, is going to make him happy, because he has cut everything out. Then atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. That person is going to be happy within himself. He is not going to be looking for something outside. He is going to look for happiness within himself. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. Tushtaha means he becomes happy with he himself. He is very happy with himself. He is not going to be driven by anything that is coming up in his mind, which is asking him to go after the world of objects, world of things. So atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. Then who is he? Sita prajnastam. He is called uchyate. He is called a Sita prajnastam. A Sita prajna is a person who is happy within himself, and he is able to cut all the kinds of desires coming in his mind as and when they appear, and then he is able to be absolutely contented and happy with himself, and he is a Sita prajna. So he is telling at a first high level, then he is now start talking about how the various means are there to become a Sita prajna, which we'll take it up in the subsequent classes. Okay. Now it's 3:18. I'll just chant all these slokas that we did today. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi palam tyaktva manishinaha janma bhanda vinirmuktaha patangachyantya namayam yada te moha kalilam buddhir vyatita rishyati तथा घंतासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च श्रुति विप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चला समाधावचला बुद्धिः तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधिः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम् श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यथा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.